Welcome to today's video. As you can tell from the title, I am going to be sharing my budget journal, how I organize this and track my spending, income, just basically how I budget for this upcoming new year. So I've done this twice now. I have a really old budgeting video that I think goes the most in depth. It's from my apartment days, early 20s. It's when I was really figuring out how to manage my money. I'll link that above and down below. And then I actually did this video last year as well when I started this new journal. I got this from Typo, which is owned by Cotton On, a couple years ago, and it just says sugar and spice and equal rights. That's what little girls want. I don't know, I just grabbed it from my big pile of journals that I have in my office, but I'm halfway through because half of it is from 2023 and I just filled out the 2024 portion, so I just want to do another video talking about it if you are new, showing you the pages and how I like to structure budgeting. This video is definitely for those that prefer everything to be handwritten. I get a lot of comments from people basically saying how this takes way too much time and I should just do it on an app or Excel. I totally could, but that's just not how my brain works, and I like tracking it and having it here and documenting it. Plus I keep my budget journals so I can kind of see like how much money I was earning or making or how I was paying off certain loans or whatever from when I was like 22 to 26 and now I'm 28. Yeah, it's just what works well for me. But if you're new here, I have a ton of financial, income, money related videos. I'll leave my playlist down below if you want to learn more about how to make more money, how to invest, my investing journey, budgeting, my 15 streams of income. I have a ton of financial specific videos that you should definitely check out down below, and subscribe if you are not subscribed already. With all that being said though, let me show you a little bit about my budget journal. So I have a page for everything. I have a lot of different spreads, but the first spread that I love starting the new year with is my total budget breakdown for the year. So this is where I break down everything that I have to spend into categories, because if for whatever reason I may have to cut down on my spending, this can show me the categories where I'll be able to do that. So up here I have my musts category, and this is just where my mortgage, electric, Wi-Fi, gas, my security, HOA, insurances like car, home, health, dental, and phone plan is. These are my musts. Like no matter what, I will pay that bill. The only thing that I left blank from this page are the prices on the side. I just felt like that was a little bit too personal, and I'm not quite sure exactly what it will be this new year because a lot of my rates are going up. Thank you, inflation. So I just want to make sure that I know exactly how much everything will be before I write it in pen and do my grand total of how much I need to spend this year. After the must category though, I have my subscriptions, and this is just anything through my phone app. So I just have Apple because I pay for iCloud, I pay for Tezza, I pay for Lightroom, I pay for Unum. Like there are certain apps that I do spend money on. This is kind of embarrassing, but I pay for PicMonkey because that's how I make my thumbnails still. Spotify, and then the New York Times, because I love playing the New York Times games every single morning. That is part of my routine. So that's underneath subscriptions. So again, I can track how much I'm spending each month on subscriptions. And then down here I have loans. So right now I've got my car loan that I'm working on paying off, and then I have a small medical loan that I'm paying off as well that I know I'll pay off in a couple of months, but I'm still gonna track how much I spend on that each month. Over here I've got credit, so I am paying off a couple of credit cards right now. So I've just listed all of my credit cards, and I'll do the average payment probably that I'm spending each month over here. And then this is when I have like my wants and alternating categories where the price may change a lot here, and my wants, if I can't afford it, that's the first thing that's gonna go. The only thing that I really have underneath wants though are my eyelash extensions, because that is what I consider to be my one treat yourself thing a month. I love my eyelash extensions. They help me feel more confident, and it's something that I personally would prefer not to live without. I pay $75 every other week to get them filled, so it is kind of pricey, but when I break it down, you know, some people prefer to get spray tans, some people prefer to get their nails done. Like there are all these treat yourself self-pleasure things that people will pay for, and for me it's just eyelash extensions. And then I also put my yoga membership underneath wants because that is a luxury, and if I'm unable to pay for that, it's in the category that needs to be cut first. So I do pay kind of a lot for a yoga membership per month, but it's unlimited classes. So if I just go to, I believe like 5 or 6 classes a month, then everything else after that in my mind is like free because the classes would have paid for themselves. Underneath altars, I've got Petco, I've got 2 cats. So every few months I am buying litter, cat food, toys, whatever it is. And then my water bill is paid quarterly, so it was hard to break that down monthly. So I just put that underneath altars as well. And the last thing that I haven't done on this page yet is add it all up at the end and say total breakdown. So the big total number here would be how much I need to spend every single month to live the comfortable life that I live. Last year when I added this up, the total came out to a little bit over $4,000. So I'm anticipating it to be about maybe $4,300 to $5,500 just with inflation. Like literally my mortgage went up because my taxes went up. All of my bills went up. Every single rate went up. My HOA went up by $100. With all of the rates increasing due to inflation, I'm just anticipating needing to spend more each month, which can be a little bit stressful, especially when I have variable income as a self-employed content creator. But staying on track of it and visually seeing it on this page helps me a ton. The next page I have dedicated to paying off my credit card debt. Like I mentioned, I have a little bit of credit card debt, and it actually unfortunately went up since last year's video, not because of my spending habits, but because of the interest on these cards, which I know is how they get you. This year I discovered balance transfers. I can't believe I had no idea that was a thing until I was talking to my mom this year, and she was like, oh my gosh, here's what you do. Like, why didn't you tell me this sooner? So it looks like I have a lot of cards open, but I'm actually in the process of balance transferring. So I've split my total among some new credit cards that don't have an interest or annual fee for about 15 to 23 months, which is amazing. If you are looking into balance transfers and you're able to get approved, I highly recommend Chase because they have the longest time period with 0% interest for balance transfers, or Citi as well. So those are two that I opened, but a lot of these cards are at 0 right now, which is great. Only 3 out of 5 have a balance on them. And now that I've split them to 0% interest and annual rate cards, I should actually be able to see some progress this year. And then once the interest starts to accrue in about 15 to 23 months, if there is a balance left, I'll be able to do another balance transfer and just keep that cycle going. It almost feels like you're cheating the system. I was so mind blown to hear this technique for the first time, but it really does work. So I've just titled this, I will pay off my debt, as a little form of manifestation. And then I am paying off my credit card debt in 2024 because I need to tell myself that, yeah, a couple years ago I was completely debt free. And then just the process of buying a house, renovating a house, furnishing the house, and having some slower self-employed years have just led to a little bit of debt, but no need to stress. I've got a plan and I will get myself out of it. I do have a couple of other spreads before I get into my monthly spreads that are at the beginning of this book because I'm still using the same pages as last year. There was no need for me to waste more pages. So if I kind of skip back to the front, I've got the page dedicated to my car loan and my medical loan. What's really cool about my car loan page is you can see how much I've been paying off in the last year or so. Like a year ago, I started off with over $13,000 still due on my car, and now I'm almost down to 4 digits. Like by February, I should be able to get my car loan down to $9,000, which will feel so good. I just really want to pay that off. Not only will it help with my monthly spending, but then my car insurance also will go down as well. And I'm really looking forward to that. And then I also have a medical loan page over here, but the one that I'm paying off right now, I only have like a couple $100s left, and I know I'll pay it off in a few months, so I didn't even make a sheet for that. It's just on an auto payment program, and I'll be good to go by like June. Now, the next page that I didn't make a new spread for is my YouTube earnings. Just because I have so much more space over here, I don't want to show you the numbers because honestly, it's kind of embarrassing and lower than it used to be in the years past. But this is a really good way for me to track which months were higher, which months went down, which months I made the most, which months I made the least, and kind of figure it out from there, going off of what videos I uploaded, what videos gained a lot of popularity that month, the RPM, all of that. I love being able to physically see this, and I've been doing this since like the start of my YouTube journey. So that's another spread at the beginning of this journal that I'm still using. But jumping back to the middle of this journal, after the debt page, we start the monthly spread pages, and I'm gonna show you February because I actually already started filling out January's page, so it has some of my personal finance information on it already. But the way that I've always structured this is an earned and burned page. So everything that I earn, I put on this page. Everything that I've spent, I've put on this page. And then I always add a little total up here for my checking account as well as my savings account, so I can track how much is in both of those at the start of each month. Even if it's just 20 bucks or $1 or even a penny, I will add it to my earned page. I'll just write the total and then where it came from. And then over here, I guess I could show you kind of how I structure this without showing you too much personal information. I've got like my mortgage, Excel, everything, and then over on this side, I filled out the total and it will just go down. You'll be surprised how quick the burned or spent page fills up and you look at it and realize, oh my gosh, how did I spend so much money this month? Even though most of it for me is just bills. But I went ahead and I just filled out February, March, April, June, just with this very simple spread of the month, earned and burned, checkings, savings, and it's all kind of color coordinated. So I've got that all the way to next December. And then the page after that I have dedicated to my write-offs. So I have any YouTube tax expenses or write-offs. I'll just put the date, what it is, where my receipt is, what card it's on, anything like that. I also do track this virtually on my laptop, but at the end of the year, I will cross-reference both just because it's so easy for things to slip through the cracks. This is another just physical way for me to write down any write-offs. And then the next page, I usually have a lot of these just with anything that I buy for like a video or crystals for like crystal shopping videos or any subscriptions I use for work. Kind of adds up a lot. So I left another couple of pages blank for this. And then one of my favorite pages, the yearly breakdown. I love comparing and looking at this, especially at the end of the year. But this is where I write down in January how much I made, subtracted by how much I spent, and then the goal is that the total is not negative, where I earned more than I spent, so I can see how much I'm actually saving. And I do this for every single month, so I can see how much I made each month, spent each month in a much more condensed way than the spreads back here. And then what's really fun, but also scary, and I just did this the other night for 2023, is at the end of the year now, I add up how much I made total. Again, I know taxes can do this when you file, but I just like to physically see it. And so at the end of this page, I'll write in big numbers exactly how much I earned as well as how much I spent. And unfortunately for 2023, I spent more than I earned, but again, it doesn't feel like frivolously. It feels like it was pretty intentional to try to pay off debt. There was only like a 4,000 difference between how much I earned and spent, but still the goal is to have the number be positive and not negative, and mine was negative 4,000 for the year. So I'm hoping to do better in 2024, and this visual breakdown will really help me just like see it more than a computer. But that is everything that I have for budgeting, and those are some of the pages in my budget journal that help me track my spending and my income and just my style for how I like to set up my budget journal. So I hope that you enjoyed. If you have any other like budget spread ideas that you personally like to do that you think I would enjoy, definitely let me know down below. I'm always looking for new ways to track, new ways to save money, new ways to earn money, all of that. I also do a yearly video on how I set up my more personal journals, my manifestation journal, as well as just my writing journal. I'm in the process of setting them up right now, so I think I'm gonna go work on that. This is my 2023 journal. Like, look at her. I have my 2024 journal here. I need to set up some spreads. I also have my manifestation journal and all of that. So I think I'm gonna work on setting those journals up a little bit because I would love to film that video soon and get that posted soon. Oh, I also want to film my books read in 2023 video today, so I'll probably do that. So I'm gonna work on those, and those videos should be out shortly, hopefully. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!